to improve your memory? There are ways you can actually go ahead and improve your memory. Now, there are two particular things. Either you can go ahead and cram whatever you're learning, you can rote learn it, or you can learn it in a way that you'll remember it for your life, or you'll remember it for a long time at least. And once you revise, you will be able to remember it for longer, right? So there are ways you can improve your memory. Okay, let's try and understand how you can improve your memory. There are certain ways that you can improve your memory. Yes, ways exist to do that, right? Now, there are two ways you can go ahead and learn. Either you can go ahead and rote learn and cram whatever you're trying to learn, or you can learn it in different methods so that you remember it for a longer time. Sometimes some concepts you'll remember them for your lifetime as well. Let's start by looking at some of the ways. So step number 1, the most important thing. To learn anything better, you need to spend time on it. You need to structure it. So know what is it that you're trying to learn. If it is one chapter, pick out concepts that are very important and concepts that you need to learn. Okay, so doing that, structuring that is something that you need to do. Taking out a time for that is something that you need to do. After that, you can learn using mnemonic devices. What are mnemonic devices? These are memory aids. For example, picture the path that you normally take when you enter the house. So you enter from the living room, you enter from the door. You can imagine there is something made on the door. Then as you enter, there is something kept in the living room maybe. Then as you enter, you go to your room. So you look to your right, there's something in the kitchen. Then you move towards your room and there's something on your bed. You go to the washroom, there is something inside the washroom. These things that you imagine are the list of objects that you have to learn. This is how you can use the method of loci. You can picture your school and the path you take in your school. You can use body parts as from head to toe and imagine you can relate some particular object to each body part and make it as weird as possible. Make it as weird as possible and you'll be able to learn it better. This is known as the method of loci. Moving on, you can use sentences to learn. So every word of the sentence reminds you of something. Something like, my very educated mother just showed us the 9 planets. So my Mercury, very Venus, educated Earth, mother Mars, just Jupiter, showed Saturn, 9 Neptune, planets, Pluto. This is using a sentence to remember things. Similarly, you can use a word to remember things. So every letter of the word can be used to remember certain things. So every letter in that word would relate to something. For example, when we talk about SMART goals, S is for specific, M is for measurable, A is for attainable, R is for reliable, and T is for timely. So SMART goals is what we call it. And this is how you check, whether your goals are, this is a method used to set better goals for yourself. So this is another method that you can use. At the same time, visualize as much as you can. Visualize. Imagine things around you. That helps you remember better. Write it down. The more you write it down, the more you'll remember it. Why? Because our brain rehearses it when we are writing it down. So it gets etched in our memory. Two particular senses are getting registered, right? So 2 particular senses are involved over here, right? You're using your hands to write. So your brain is coding it while you write it. At the same time, your eyes remember seeing it. So a number of senses are engaged over here. Your entire concentration is while you write. So you remember it better. So these are some of the different ways you can aid your memory. You can improve your memory. And you can remember things better. And trust me, if you learn like this, the learning will stay for longer as compared to rote learning. This is exactly why making notes helps, because you're writing it down. I'm just saying visualize things as well. Use different techniques, make it as creative as possible, make it as unique as possible. Your brain remembers quirky and weird things better than commonplace things. So use different methods to learn better, to improve your memory.